Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Aquaman, the video game. Like, comment, subscribe, because we're fighting a sea dragon. My liege, is everything alright? The harness is preventing my telepathy from reaching its mind.
Got it all, hon.
Ocean Master? Precisely. Look at that thing. It's
Man,
crazy.
that thing is crazy big.
Gaiaka, Mission 16. Awakening. Alright, we are in the submarine?
You're in your little Aquaman ship.
How am I supposed to free the sea dragon?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and think that you're supposed to hit those things.
Torpedoes. It says EMP bursts.
Torpedoes.
It would make sense that Aquaman would use EMP weapons to disable surface weaponry.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we are primitive compared to the people of Atlantis. Aha!
Tell me about it. So, yeah.
Our submarines aren't as cool as this.
I know, right?
But the thing is, they don't really need submarines yet. It's weird, I never understood that. In the Aquaman comic books and even in the new movie, they show people having, like, ships.
I guess, like, yeah, you probably wouldn't need to pressurize it the way you pressurize the submarines for humans, because, you know, Atlanteans really wouldn't be bothered by being so low down there. But, yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense that you'd have ships and stuff to get around, like, you don't want to walk everywhere.
One of my favorite parts early in the movie is showing, like, Atlantis has, like, traffic and stuff like that, like, going into a big city. Oh,
yeah, like, I just feel like it was so awesome to see, you know, just an entire infrastructure, city, everything, you know, yeah, just, I'm so sick of seeing just a bubble with, like, 3 guys standing there. It's like, you have to have, I mean, this is a king, these are like 7 kingdoms that are all over the entire globe, so.
Also, the thing where the box was in Justice League, people are misunderstanding. It's not that James Wan changed how Zack Snyder made Atlantis. That was not Atlantis where Steppenwolf arrives. That is a, like,
like a guardian place?
It was like a part separate from Atlantis, because you don't want to keep that box, you know, in the city, because if he ever returned, then Atlantis could be destroyed.
Well, also, like, people have to realize there's a lot of different terms for Atlantis. There's Atlantis, the area, like, then there's Atlantean people, then there's, like, Atlantis, the city, the capital city of the whole kingdom, and then there's Atlantis, the entire kind of like continent and kingdom where Atlanteans rule over several other kingdoms of fish people. So it's like there's so many different things for when you say Atlantis. It's so many different means so many different things.
Oh, whoops!
You know,
that kind of stunk. All right, we got to try this again, but we're on the right ticket for blowing that thing up. Okay, yeah. Try this again.
It's kind of like when you say New York, New York, like there's New York State and then there's New York City, so, but it's both the same thing. So that's the same as Atlantis. It's like there's a whole kingdom. There's the kingdom of just the Atlanteans, then they actually rule over everyone else who's also fish people. Oh, there's 7 other kingdoms.
Whoa!
And then there's the capital of Atlantis.
You seeing this?
Yeah,
there's a first-person view.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize you got into that.
I hit the Z button by accident.
So yeah, I've been basically, I don't know if I will talk about it too much this time. I'm just gonna watch Luke do this, but yeah, basically I've been nerding out and watching all kinds of things about Atlantis.
Well, you can actually see more of Atlantis because I believe on New Year's Eve we're gonna go see Aquaman again, because you missed the first
oh, I missed the first few minutes.
10-15 minutes.
Oh yeah, because I really liked getting popcorn.
Yep.
But yeah, I was actually, oh, there's a guy actually doing a lot of YouTube videos right now about the location of Atlantis and stuff. And, weirdly enough, he's actually just finding information that's actually totally available. Just kind of showing it to people in case they didn't know.
Okay.
You know, and...
Missile's locked.
It's actually really interesting. I was just showing Luke before we did this that there's actually Herodotus had a map that actually had Atlantis clearly.
Herodotus is a very old sciencey guy, philosopher, map
Greek
maker,
philosopher and historian. 430 BC had a map of the known world.
And Atlantis was on that map.
It included the Celts, Ethiopia, Italy, and it had the Pillars of Hercules, which is exactly where Plato said Atlantis was beyond. And then there was a little place right where the Eye of the Sahara is, which is in Nigeria. And exactly. It said it right where the Eye of the Sahara is on our modern maps is exactly where he wrote Atlantis. Clearly wrote it in 430 BC. So I don't know what else do you have to say about that. It's almost like
it's pretty cool.
You don't really need anything else after that.
So yeah, just to get back to the Zack Snyder thing, the Snyderverse was originally going to explore more stuff with the Atlantis thing, and I'm pretty sure that some of James Wan's footage originally was going to be used in the movie, but they decided to, they changed stuff, so they omitted a lot of stuff about Aquaman and Cyborg and the Flash, it was a hatchet job. The editor, I understand they tried to keep it within 2 hours, but the original Justice League movie was supposed to be 3 hours long.
Yeah, I feel like even the way you edit, I feel like you take more time and thought with editing even your YouTube videos than the guy who edited Justice League.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, you at least would put a snippet of everything that had to be edited out in there. But for him to just cut out whole sections without even using any of it,
Fire!
It's just kind of ridiculous.
Fire again!
I mean,
dang it! Fire! Yes!
Yeah, but I did something. Yeah, you were. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
There is nothing to fear. You are free. Return to your home using fish powers. I don't know. Whatever that noise. That noise when you're talking to sea life.
Yeah.
Whoops.
When you talk to sea life, Luke, do you use that noise also?
Yes.
I wish I could talk to sea life when I'm swimming and tell them to leave.
Okay, that was weird. The game almost jammed up. Crazy.
Well,
Aquaman lives up to its reputation. Still doing parlor tricks, Orm? Do not mock me, Arthur. Not when I hold your fate in my hands. You hold nothing. You are a coward who is wasting my time.
And my show is on.
I will teach you to turn your back on me. Give it your best shot.
My stories are on.
I already have.
What?
Mwahaha! I suggest you check on Dolphin and Tempest.
No!
Hurry, Aquaman, hurry! Doom comes for Tempest and Dolphin. Crack! Lightning! Strike! He's gone too far.
Arthur, I'll see to them. Go stop Ocean Master before it's too late.
My king, look! It's oh no.
Yeah.
Broken. Mission 17.
No. Aquaman always goes through such hard things.
Rescue 5 Atlantean citizens. What?
Just 5?
That doesn't make any sense. Don't we have to go protect, never mind.
We have to protect our people first, our entire kingdom of 5 citizens.
It seems like it. Dolphin power! Yeah, that's the noise.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing it perfectly, but...
You're having fun with it. That's all.
I feel like they did a noise, similar to that in the movie. I don't know, but you know what? I really have to stop spoiling things.
That's okay. You're gonna get to see the movie again, and then we can spoil it on New Year's Day with our Aquaman Injustice review.
Yay!
Black Manta versus Aquaman, and Amber and I get to talk about the movie as much as we want.
Spoilers!
Yep. Because we can't hold it in forever. They're just gonna keep,
it's just like seeping out.
Yes, they're gonna seep out because the movie was so good.
I feel like Orm is a little bit like Zod. I don't know why. He's a military guy.
Zod wasn't likable though in Man of Steel. Zod was the bad guy. Part of me, I don't know,
liked Orm?
A little bit, except for some of the atrocities that he commits. Other than that, when he meets his brother for the first time and all this other stuff, I feel bad for the guy.
It feels like he's worked his whole life for his position, and then this other Yahoo comes by, and
Loki was just... I wanted to relate to Loki in the Thor movies, and he's a great character, but Orm was just kind of handled better, like the whole, like, you know, brother fight and, you know, how he was a good ruler for his people.
Orm actually has a lot of good qualities, like, he's a very hard worker, you know. I feel like he cares about his people, I think.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and, you know...
Go down, fish man.
And, yeah.
Although, I really like that one Thor movie where Loki is disguised as Thor, and he's, you know, ruling the people. He puts on the play. I thought that was hilarious.
I thought Loki was disguised as Odin.
Oh, right. That's right. He was
His
Odin.
dad.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I couldn't remember who it was. I know he was ruling over the kingdom.
Yeah, I could have been wrong. And then he made like a statue for himself.
Made a statue, he put on a play.
Yeah, a play where he basically made himself look like the good guy.
Even though, yeah, his character sacrificed himself. It was great.
Yeah.
Alright, these fishmen are really getting on my gills.
Yeah.
Aha! Take that! Need a face and hook!
It's just unbelievable to me that these people were like people once, and then they became like gross, like fish demon things.
They explained it in the comics. Something happens where Atlantis... How they put it in DC Comics, Atlantis sunk because they were mad with power. Yeah. And so as a punishment, like the Roman gods and other things set a great catastrophe against Atlantis, and Atlantis ended up sinking. Atlantis was located in Africa or whatever, and the city just kind of disappeared. But how they also do it in like TV shows and stuff, like Atlan, the first ruler of Atlantis, was experimenting with all kinds of technology, and his foolishness at, you know, going too far, messing with the powers of the trident and all this other stuff, it caused Atlantis to sink. Yeah,
well, but also like what... Even though, like, the location was, like, in the Sahara
Whoops!
there...
Invisible walls!
Like, I mean...
See?
Oh, yeah, there are invisible walls.
But do you see how it looks like you could swim over there, but you really can't?
Yeah, definitely.
That's the problem.
But, like, some people say Atlanteans are related to the, you know, Spanish people, Basque people of Spain, and some people say they're related to the Aztecs, South America, and some people say that they were, like, an African kingdom, and there are all kinds of different peoples that are related to the Atlanteans. So, like... Yeah, like, they were basically, like, according to different histories, they were basically, like, a one-world government, like a melting pot. Kind of like the United States, like, they were, yeah, everywhere. They were just all kinds of different people together, so.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
Aha! Take that, you fiend! Whoa! No! Don't vampire bite me, I don't like that! It's creepy. But yeah, so anyway, when Atlantis was sinking, like the 7 kingdoms that were, I don't know, maybe they were having a barbecue or something with Atlan. They were all around that area, because it wasn't just Atlantis that sunk, like all the kingdoms connected to Atlantis.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, you can find, like, people have been searching for it, and they found whole towns, giant structures, everything, all along that whole coast of the Mediterranean, all along Africa, everything. People have been looking and finding all kinds of sunken cities, and I think that it wasn't just the capital that sunk, like the whole kingdom somehow sunk.
You would make a really, like, cute Indiana Jones.
Where I'm, like, have glasses and I'm explaining this to people.
No, where you're actually the, you know, doing the archaeological stuff.
You think I should go out there and look for it? That would be cool. I would love to do that. I don't really want to get, like, a mummy's curse on me or open any coffins of dead people, but, I mean, it would be pretty cool. I would, like... I would love to do that, but that would be awesome. I would never want to travel in the Sahara Desert, though, because once you get stuck in the middle of that thing, there's no way out. I understand, yeah, anyone who goes in the Sahara Desert without a map or any car, vehicle is crazy.
Crazy, like the fox.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've saved 2 Atlanteans so far. Woo! Summon more fish.
Just referencing someone, but I can't say.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but...
Also, notice how I kept a health icon over there in the corner? Yeah. Just in case we get overwhelmed by all the fish creatures, we won't lose. So, I'm playing a lot smarter. And some people have asked us, like, what difficulty you're playing on. This is the default difficulty, although you want to actually play the game on easy, and I know people are like, oh, why would you You not up for a challenge? Well, if you play the game on easy, you unlock the characters faster. You can play as Black Manta and Tempest, which is Aqualad. And then if you beat the game on normal, the only thing it unlocks, I believe, is a costume for Aquaman. So if you want to play as the characters, you have to play it on easy first, which you'll get used to the controls. All normal does, it like increases the health of the characters, and if you play it on hard, it's gonna add another bar of health to the enemies, and the enemies are no pushovers. Like, how we do well at this is, when we start to get surrounded, we do our best to turn around and attack the other guy and chip away at their health. If we just kept hammering at the fishmen that are around here, we would get a game over.
Yeah.
And the game doesn't tell you this. This is something that you have to discover. You have to learn how to use the super moves like I just used there. You have to understand what Aquaman can do in a fight and how to utilize the appropriate moves and combos, or you're going to be sunk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm very surprised that a game like this actually has some strategic elements to it. It's more than just like a button masher. And now that I've learned different, things about it, I'm having a lot more fun with the game than I did when we first started.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I'm so proud of you that you actually took time to learn that. Like, you just have a love for retro games and trying to figure them out, and
well, I was raging a little bit. You had to calm me down.
There's
and
love between the raging.
I opened up the box and, had a gummy break and had some lot of Christmas cookies Amber got me, which I'm super happy about.
Oh, there's a merman.
I have so much like sugar to be going.
I mean, I liked how like you were explaining, like it was once on land, then it went into the water. So they were once land people, then it went.
Oh yeah, the fish creatures. So when the Atlanteans had to change and adapt to their surroundings, which they still kept their humanoid form, although some versions of Aquaman, they're usually like slits in their necks, like gills and things like that. I didn't see any of that in the Aquaman movie or the cartoon. They just look like people that can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
It's the magic of Atlantis that allows them to survive. There are some people that weren't close to the capital when it sank, and some of those citizens, aside from where Mira's from, her city, they got changed into fish people. Right.
Because the magic wasn't as strong to keep them from changing into fish.
So they basically used, like, somehow they were like Transformers. They took on the guise of, the things that were around them.
Well, it makes sense because I know it doesn't make sense for normal people, like when their city goes underwater, to turn into, like, be able to breathe underwater and somehow transform, but what people have to understand about Atlanteans is they were, like, magical people.
They used arcane magic.
They were they had superpowers, some would say sorcerers. They had superpowers and they had magical abilities, so these aren't people like you and I, they're, like, extremely strong. That's why Aquaman is actually... Like, he's not as strong as Superman, but he's pretty comparable.
Before Superman came, I would say Aquaman was one of the strongest, like, heroes on Earth. Like, in terms of physical strength.
Yeah.
In the movie, you see him lift up a sub. That is a reference to... He lifted up... You see one of these buildings in Atlantis? When something happened to Atlantis and the city was rising again, like, by arcane magic, like something evil, in the comic books, there's this building that is, like, as big as a palace or whatever, and it's gonna fall on people, and Aquaman holds up the building and then throws it like it's a paperweight.
Wow.
Yeah. And that wasn't in the water either. Underwater, he's even stronger. That's just his surface strength.
Sometimes I feel like the people under the water got changed depending on their heart or something. Like if they were evil, then they got turned into demon fish creatures, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it just has to do with the distance from the capital.
I have a theory about if you had to take the Marvel approach of how Aquaman got so strong, you have to go by the Dragon Ball Z method. Now, the Dragon Ball characters, how they got stronger over time is they would actually use like these insane weights, and even the Saiyans themselves, which they might talk about in the movie we're going to see, they would train with like 10 times, 20 times, 30 times Earth's gravity, and so their bodies would get like physically stronger and superhuman strength and all this other stuff because they're so used to moving around in stronger gravity. So when that gravity is lifted away, naturally they're going to be like, if their body survived that mutation or that alteration.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, why can we swim here and there's no invisible wall, yet, you know what, it doesn't matter. We're going to grab that health that I left over here.
No.
But yeah,
so they train with 10 times the Earth's gravity then?
Well, Goku and Vegeta have, I mean, but I'm saying because of the pressure from the water where Aquaman is, from, you know, a science aspect, all that pressure.
There is a ton of pressure at the bottom of the ocean.
And you know how slowly you move over under the ocean?
Yeah.
So all this pressure putting Aquaman and company down, that would explain, like, their immense strength, but...
Once you get on land, it would be like even you'd be a million times stronger.
Right.
To everyone else.
Aquaman in this movie and the New 52 comics, he has his immense strength and his aquatic abilities because of his mother's side, and he's also able to live on the surface much longer without any problems, other than Atlanteans who have to wear, like, protective gear on their faces and things like that. So except for Mira and a couple others.
He's from both worlds. Yeah, that is weird that Mira doesn't need that. That really never occurred to me. So that would be interesting what type of person they're going to make Mira in the future.
I don't know how they're going to do a sequel, though, because they kind of used up a lot of great stories for the first movie.
Every story ever.
Well, okay, I'll give you an example. In the New 52, King Atlan, he plays a big role in the comics later on, even after Aquaman gets his trident. Like, he comes back and he's known as the Dead King. And he basically raises the Trench Army and a bunch of other things to usurp Aquaman. And it's like a massive thing. But I don't think they'll do that for a second movie. And I'm not going to spoil things about Atlan, but they went with a different approach. And also, the first movie is basically about Arthur becoming king and dealing with war and adversity. So having the second movie be about, like, Arthur protecting Atlantis from another king, that would be a recycle of the same plot of the first movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, they used a lot of really great stories and combined them.
It's hard for me to believe that... Well, I mean, King Atlan does have superpowers, so... I mean, I guess he could come back from the dead if he has that much power. But it's hard for me to believe he would, since he's been dead so long. I mean, it's so many generations ago.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to play the King Atlan card. And I don't think the people of the Trench are going to be a problem anymore either. So the only thing I can think of is if they could cleverly tie this into the invasion of Darkseid at the end of his movie, like, give him a real threat to worry about, because Darkseid is coming. It's going to happen. Well...
Dolphin and Tempest have us quite a scare, but they'll pull through.
Gave us.
Good.
Please, one of the,
Oceanics.
Wish to discuss a treaty with Ocean Master. My king, are you certain? Trust me, Volko. Yes, your majesty. That was hard to read. It was tiny print.
Yeah.
Tiny print.
Some of it's a little bit fuzzy.
Finally saw the light of reason. Excellent. I accept your surrender, brother. I offer peace. Last chance, Orm, before people are hurt. Peace? Will you banish yourself from the city, and the Atlanteans will bow before me as their true king? Never! If not, then I will topple Atlantis brick by brick until nothing is left.
Why would you do that?
Because he has a goatee. I will exterminate the Atlanteans from the ocean floor. Rubble will be the only remnants of this ancient city. Then it is war, little brother. You will regret this decision, Aquaman. So will you.
We will both regret it.
Well, where do they come from?
We are the fish people.
We are the fish people that say, roar! I don't know, they say something. The offer.
Fish people should sound like they're gargling when they talk. That'd be funny.
That'd be hard to do, though.
I know.
That'd be really hard to do. Defeat the Oceanics!
I'm just picturing these fish people sounding like they're gargling when they're talking, but... Yeah.
That's really hard to do.
It's almost impossible. I've got some water here if you want to go.
No, it's...
The only problem with talking while you gargle is then the water can accidentally go down your throat while you're talking and then make you choke.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's not... Since we've been... I'm kind of amazed at this. We've been on just about every single video together, yet I'm the one that develops, like, a vocal box condition? I don't get it.
Well, I mean,
You did have vocal training though with your music, so your vocal cords are much stronger than mine.
You're actually projecting a lot more than me. I mean, you also have acid reflux, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't really have that. I do have, like, problems where I do, like, choke if I'm, like, I don't know, randomly sometimes, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, actually, you're the one. Remember, my throat used to get scratchy all the time. And you would always teach me how to make sure you drink tea and stuff like that. So, out of both of us, you should be the one with a better throat.
I know. Sometimes life doesn't, work out that way.
I know, isn't it weird that people always talk about how, one person gets a horrible disease when they're healthy their whole life, and other people can sit there and, smoke their whole life and never work out and eat junk food, and then they...
Look at the oldest man in America who recently went to be, to heaven.
Yeah.
He was 112 years old. His entire life, he drank and he smoked a cigar every day. He fought in World War II. He was the oldest surviving veteran. Highly decorated soldier. He had a full family. Almost 4 generations of family that he, kids, grandkids, great-grandkids.
Wow, that he saw, yeah.
Yep.
That he was alive during the time of. Yep. That's awesome.
And, he just went to sleep one day and didn't wake up. Right after Christmas. He made it to this Christmas, too.
Wow.
I know, it's incredible.
I don't want to be dark, but it's like life goals right there.
I know, right?
like, man, that guy had a good life then.
He said, his quote was, live each day and night at a time. And he said, love and surround yourself with family. And he says, dedicate your life to God. And that's what he did.
Aww.
So he served as a minister. He did stuff with the homeless, like he helped in shelters, and when he got older, he still tried to do stuff in his community until he was 80 or 85 years old.
Wow.
And his true retirement was only in his 90s, and he still went out and walked around and did a lot of stuff.
Yep. That's awesome. I mean, well, people say, I've never smoked a cigar, but people say it relaxes you.
No. I'm not advocating drinking or smoking. I'm saying that's what he did. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do.
What you're saying is like there are other things that matter more, like helping people out and trying to be good to your family.
He was very happy.
Probably I think like surrounding yourself with family, trying to give back and help people might actually make more of an impact on your life than what you eat and drink. So, it's what you do that defines you.
I see what you did
it's
there.
Not who you are underneath.
So, as we're winding down and getting near the end of the game, I'm noticing that, again, they're recycling levels. This is the throne room where we found out that Mira was kidnapped, and we had to fight off against lava men.
These guys look like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I know, yeah.
I
was
actually
thinking
watched that black and white movie at some point.
I haven't seen black and white movies in probably 20 years. I just have no interest in them anymore.
It was like a creature that looked like that with like kind of gunk dripping off of it. Kind of came up from the lagoon and people were like, ah!
I just had an idea.
Freaking out.
I think the reason why Aquaman looks like this, I was really considering this because I looked at his costume from the 90s, like when he had his hook hand. Mm-hmm. He still had his shirt for a long period, but that design is very similar to the Justice League cartoon.
Oh.
What did you learn, little spy?
Ocean Master commands a great cannon. It is capable of much destruction, and its destination is Atlantis!
You've done well. Head to calm waters. You will be safe there until Ocean Master is defeated.
Thank you, my king!
Are you... Oh, that's Mira.
Oh, are you sure you want to do this?
Yes. Citizens of Atlantis, I know how much you have suffered, the hardships that you've had to endure, yet we are challenged once again. It's my kingly voice.
Yeah.
And we must once again rise to meet the challenge. Only by defying Ocean Master's army can we defeat him. Only then will we have peace.
Mira's like,
yeah!
You're doing great, honey.
Woo!
Yeah.
ready the fleet. We engage Ocean Master's men in 1 hour. Are you... There are many volunteers, sire. I will see that they're ready. Good. Our primary target will be in the depth cannon. The dome must hold. Oh my gosh. Then we will have very little time calculating the dome can withstand no more than 6 blasts. If that depth cannon is not destroyed before it fires the 5th shot, Atlantis will be defenseless, sire.
Oh, he had so much dialogue.
Woo. Ever the optimist, my friend. Fear not, Voco. We will be victorious. Wow. That's a lot.
I feel like Vocal looks like he could actually put on a clown outfit pretty easily. With that hair.
He looks really weird.
With his hair and with his, no offense, with his face.
All right, so anyway, guys and gals, that does it for another Aquaman Battle for Atlantis. Join us next time for the finale of Aquaman.
Woo-hoo!
I'm excited. I can't wait to see how this game ends. If you're enjoying yourself, let us know in the comment section below, and also tell us how you found our channel and what your favorite Let's Play that we've ever done was in the comment section below.
Woohoo!
Check out some of the other cool videos going up on Kwings Let's Plays, and we'll see you with more Aquaman tomorrow. God bless and happy gaming.
See